If I had to pick any place to ever do a show, it would be Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's home. Today I'm making Thomas Jefferson's favorite dish, which is a cabbage pudding. So stay with me to sample this true taste of history. What a moment! I'm finally here in Thomas Jefferson's kitchen at beautiful Monticello. And today's menu, I'm making some dishes that I know for a fact he had many times served to himself. He was fond of asparagus, so we're going to fried asparagus right from his garden. And then we're making something that sounds kind of simple, but it's not simple at all, which is the stuffed cabbage, but it's called a cabbage pudding, where you take the entire cabbage and poach it, and we do a little mashed potato along with it.
If you were a visitor in Jefferson's time, you would have come to the door and been welcomed by an enslaved butler named Burrell Colbert. And Mr. Colbert would have shown you a seat, and you would have sat probably here and waited to meet Jefferson and members of his family. There were bones and fossils that Jefferson had collected over his lifetime, and he was always seeking an opportunity to educate his visitors. Jefferson was a congenial host. If you were a visitor, you would have enjoyed 2 meals a day in the dining room. The first was breakfast.
Did the family eat with the guests?
Oh, absolutely. Jefferson's family didn't want to have a lot of servants in the room, so to reduce the number of houseboys, they used something called a dumbwaiter, and it's a tiered set of shelves on wheels and made for a much more intimate supper or breakfast.
What do you think was the most precious possession of Thomas Jefferson here in Monticello?
Well, I can't say which single thing was the most important. I guess if I had to answer that, I would say that it would have been his original rough draft of the Declaration of Independence. But second to that, what he often pointed out to visitors were what he called the triumvirate of worthies. And they were the 3 greatest men who ever lived: Francis Bacon, Isaac Newton, and John Locke. And their thoughts influenced his ideas about liberty and independence.
Words cannot describe my gratitude for you opening Monticello to my eyes.
It is a pleasure and an honor and privilege for all of us to work at Monticello.
And I'm so delighted to spend a couple of days with you here and firing up the stove.
I can't wait.
So, I'm going to get started. We have an aggressive agenda, but look at what a beautiful fire I got going. I got a great kitchen. I mean, the people here in Monticello just did spectacular renovation, so I will be cooking like in the good old days. Thomas Jefferson liked Irish potatoes, but red bliss can also work, or even any baking potato. The asparagus that we do for the appetizer, you can take the whole asparagus and you can peel the bottom of it, like about so. Just peel the bottom and use the entire asparagus, or just the tips of the asparagus, which is maybe an easier thing to do. About like that length, like about so. You can use those tips for a great asparagus soup, or you can just poach them and cut them into an antipasto. Have a little water going, and all you're going to put a little salt water and just throw it in there for a little bit. And don't take any time at all. It's really, really simple. So in this particular recipe, we're going to take any kind of a beef that is very lean. Interestingly, Thomas Jefferson didn't have his cooks do a lot of things with pork, I noticed. There's pork used in bacon and in ham, but pork as far as pork as a pork roast even, or pork things, I did not find in my research, which makes me believe that a lot of mutton was used, a lot of game was used, and obviously this particular dish too would have been done with beef. So you just go to the butcher and ask for ground beef and maybe say that you want a 80-20 or 85 or 75-25, which means the fat content. I have the beef minced. Now you take a piece of the suet or caul fat and you take that and chop it right into it. You don't need much of that, so if I would take 8 ounces of meat, I maybe take about 4 ounces of the fat in there. But like I said, except if you want to really cook historically correct, 100% you would do that, otherwise you wouldn't have to do that. I'm going to chop that up. All right. Put it right in there. I take an onion. Any onion will work for this one, a dry onion. Just chop it up quick. I have some breadcrumbs, which is homemade breadcrumbs from Ceylon. Breadcrumbs, eggs. I keep an eye on my asparagus behind me. It's doing good. It's almost ready. Pepper from a mill, more flavored than ground pepper. If you can avoid buying ground pepper at any time, it's perfect. Sometimes I use white pepper just for the sparks. Now comes the trick. The trick is, he loved tarragon. Marjoram, tarragon, chives would have been the sweet herbs that he was referring to. So I got fresh marjoram. I have some chives here. Oh, what a flavor. And you just go them and give it a quick chop. Smells beautiful. All the thing in here. Salt. And you're ready to go. So all you want to do is mix this up real good. Spoon, hand preferably. Mix it up really good. But as I said, this is a tedious little project that you don't have to follow if you buy the ground beef already made. All right, let me sit for a little bit. The asparagus are done. And like I said, it was a quick blanch. Perfect. When you do that, you want to make sure you keep them crunchy. The last thing you want to do is have them cooked to a mush. That may not be great. Perfect, just absolutely perfect. Once Thomas Jefferson finished with public office and settled here in Monticello, gardening became, he was enamored with gardening. It was beyond a hobby. It was an addiction almost. The garden book he wrote is spectacular. A lot of things he discovered are still true today as they were then. Come with me to take a walk to Thomas Jefferson's garden. Peter, Director of Gardens and Grounds here at Monticello. So great to see you and so great to be here in this lovely garden.
And I think it's American in all these different ways. Its scale and scope, it's 1,000 feet long. This was really an experimental garden. Jefferson was sort of a seedy missionary of the plant world. He said that the greatest service which can be rendered any country is to add a useful plant to its culture. And this garden became sort of a Ellis Island of new and unusual plants that came from around the world. And it was revolutionary because one wonders if any man had grown so many different vegetables in one place before.
Records show that he actually planted himself on his knees.
Thomas Jefferson sowed the seeds, but enslaved African Americans cultivated this ground. And he was growing new things that came from the tropics and from Central and South America.
So there was also a lot of trial and error, correct? I mean,
no gardener failed as often as Thomas Jefferson, at least confessed to failure as often as he did. But here you have tomatoes and okra and peppers and lima beans and peanuts. Correct. These were new things that had just been introduced into American gardens. And Jefferson assembled them all into this one unique place and in turn inspired sort of a revolutionary American cuisine.
What would it have been used for, this thing?
One person said it was a favorite place for Jefferson to read in the cool of the evening. But two people referred to it as an observatory. Isn't that interesting? Because of the view to the southeast. And that's one of the great kind of American features of this garden is the view is just unsurpassed. Do you know this plant? This is a pretty unusual one.
It's a kohlrabi, no?
No, it's sea kale.
You're kidding me, it looks like a kohlrabi. I would have flunked my test now.
This is a wild cabbage that grows in the seacoast of Great Britain. And in the wild, it comes up in the springtime and shifting sands cover it, blanch it, and make it white and tender. And this is my favorite tomato, the
Which one?
Calabash, these tall tomatoes right here.
You know, I heard of it and I've seen them. I've never seen them on the stock. Any differences between that and other tomato?
Oh, absolutely. They turn almost a black color, but these are incredibly acidic. When they cook them down into a sauce, they're the sweetest thing you've ever tasted.
Let me tell you, that's not going to go to waste. I'll use it up tomorrow.
Another gauge of Jefferson's sophistication as a gardener and also as a chef is the fact that he was growing tomatoes year in and year out as a culinary vegetable. Asparagus was a big deal for Jefferson. It was the first thing he planted at Monticello along with artichokes. He'd send vegetables like beans and peas to his friends and say, well, prepare them like you do asparagus.
Gotcha.
In Mary Randolph's cookbook, no vegetable has more detail or more care about the meticulous boiling of the asparagus. And they served it on buttered toast, which is the way I have it at home.
I did today asparagus, one of his favorite. I fried them.
Right.
It's just so much to see. You can spend a day here, knowing as much as you know about this garden, and being here so long, being the custodian of all those different things. You and I have to get together one night and have a nice Thomas Jefferson ale and talk some of the trials and tribulations of our gardening. When I first read the recipe some time back, I said this couldn't be very complicated, but believe it or not, there's some complication to it. So what I'll do is I'll take a cabbage, take off the outer leaves. Now what I find works is the best is whether a European fork or any kind of fork or even a wooden skewer, because you're going to put this in the water, but you got to in and out, peel it back and forth. So this fork works extremely well. Take it into the water that's already boiling, right over there, has a nice boil. You want it almost like a rolling boil. I move my temperature gauge a little back, take the potatoes and stick them right on the second hook I got. A little bit more here. Okay, the potatoes sitting here. Fire's doing good. Let me show you this now. This is definitely one of the most exciting moments when you go. So you take it and you peel it back. And you take it and you peel it back. And you take it and you peel it back. And then it's more fire right there. Stick it back in the fire again. And you have to constantly go back and forth. The moment that the water blanches the leaf, then you can pull it back. So the moment, here we go. And you want to put it back in the water again. To speed up on time, obviously, since we don't have the whole time here, I pre-blanched one to show what it looked like. It's pre-blanched but not completely ready. I'm finishing this in a moment. And then I'll show you the rest of that spectacular recipe. I'm going to get started on the frying of the asparagus. What we'll do there is a very simple batter, which is basically nothing more than flour, egg, milk. The most interesting thing is the nutmeg that goes in it, which is kind of unique. Eggs in there. Nutmeg is the most important thing and used a lot in European cooking, and obviously that's how we made it into the Monticello cookbook and to the Monticello kitchen. So I use nutmeg a lot. I gotta get to my cabbage. As I said, this is a very not easy thing. When I say this to you, you gotta believe me that. And you need asbestos hand. So I'm pulling it back, pull the next one back, one more time back. Okay. Reminds me of a beautiful flower when you do it. It's just an amazing recipe. Who come up with it? I don't know, but I've never done it until I read the instruction of Jefferson to his cooks. Milk, egg, a little bit of salt. You can put some herbs into it, but for this particular recipe, you don't need any herb. You want to make a little bit, let it sit up for a little bit. You want to make sure it has some elasticity to it, but you don't want to make it too stiff either, because it has to be able to coat the asparagus. Perfect, just like that. I gotta get back to my cabbage. I told you asbestos hand, I wasn't kidding. So this should do it now. One more leaf. All right. Basically, when it's at this stage of the game, I'll take it down. I make sure I don't bother my leaves. Now I take the inside, take a sharp paring knife, and cut a little piece down. In his recipe, what's interesting, he calls for this piece to be chopped really fine and add under the mixture. So you add that under the mixture. The mixture is set up good. There's another thing you want to do. If you're uncertain about seasoning this mixture, there's one good test that we do in professional kitchens. You take a piece of it, a small piece, either you put it in a frying pan or just in some water so you can taste the salt content. Okay, this is done. I have the cabbage in front of me. Now it becomes the reconstructive surgery. It's almost like a little plastic surgery of a cabbage, if you will. So you put this back in here. Depending on the size of the cabbage, this you go higher or you go lower. It really depends how big the cabbage is. This should do it for here. So what you want to do, you bring the leaf back the way the cabbage was grown. Follow the leaves, following back. There we go. What an invention, though. You think about that, somebody had thought of that, because it makes the most gorgeous presentation. Once you get to this point, so basically, I have my cabbage back. Now, remember, as I said, this is like raw on the inside, so it takes a lot of cooking time. So what do? We use cheesecloth, and we used cheesecloth already in the 18th century. Cheesecloth has been around for a long time. Cheesecloth, or you could have used any kind of linen. You take the cheesecloth open it up into a square like so. Take your beautiful artwork and you push it, and then you push it upside down like so, and you take the cheesecloth, and now comes the real trick. You shape it back into the actual size of the cabbage, and you squeeze and you squeeze and you squeeze. When you have squeezed like that, you take kitchen twine and tie it up really good. And now this fellow cabbage is ready to get into the water for, like I said, about an hour to an hour and a half at a very low boil when the inside is cooked. So we're going to take this now. The water is hot. I found what is good to take a kitchen towel and put it on top, so it gives a little moisture and also keeps the cabbage to sit down. Like I said, hour and a half. Asparagus have pre-blanched. Now, there's many schools of thought, and some people will tell you, well, it doesn't make a difference. I think I second to the latter one that says, put a little bit in flour and then put it in your batter. And the reason that is because the flour on the outside will make your batter stick a little closer into it. And again, you do it like so. This is something that you want to do by hand. And when you have them like that, you need to throw them in your hot oil. Or in the 18th century, it would have been lard, most likely, but in today's lifestyle, we do it with oil. All right, let's check on those potatoes. Let me show you quick. Amazing, look at that. Almost, I mean, literally almost done. Just a couple of minutes more and we are ready for the mashed potato. What's unique about this whole using the utensils from the 18th century and using the fire, most people think it's a longer time, much shorter cooking time than any stove that I know of to mankind. I mean, look at how quick. The trick is you have to know what you're doing, obviously, and you have to time your meal properly, but that's part of the course. So I'm going to hang this back on the fire, give it a little bit more, but little bit more. And what I'll do now is I'm going to move this over, move this cabbage up, off to the side. What I'm doing is I'm making room for my spider. That's what's called a spider. And what it was is for certain things like frying something, you would do that. Looks almost like a wok nowadays that you can use. So you have the long legs on it. So you find a spot in your fireplace, like so, that you can pike it in. And so now, let me take some of this asparagus, roll it in the flour and go like so. The potatoes, as we checked earlier, ought to be ready. So what I'll do, and don't write it at home, please. I don't need any email saying I burnt my house down or burnt my hands down, because I'll do it, I can do it. Voila. All I have to do is get a good spoon. Now you can put this through a potato ricer, or you can just buy a food mill if you like it at home, but I like it better this way. More flavor and a little bit of crunch, and those potatoes are perfect. Many times I make those with sour cream and even shallots in it, but today we're staying true to the tradition over here. So I have cream, heavy cream, butter. Those days we won't worry too much about calories. People had to be busier lifestyle. Here we go. Salt. Now I use white pepper. Why? Because I don't want to see the sparks. But I like a little bit of the pepper flavor. It's like my improvisation of the recipe. And then nutmeg. Okay. And all I want to do now is bring this together nicely. And you look how nice it goes. While the potatoes are done, I'm going to stick them back over there for a second. Oh yeah, beautiful. Stick them right over here. Keep it warm. And while this is ready, I'm checking on my oil quick to see how the asparagus doing, or will be doing. All right. Ready. You just take it with a batter and insert it into the oil. There we go. Beautiful. That's it. All right. And I got to get one of my smaller spiders going. Okay. Oh, the spider gets a nice chunk of butter. Notice that in the 18th century they weren't shy of butter, but also notice that they ate at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and kept busy afterwards. So parsley, I'm just going to chop it really quick. It's a coarse chop, just like so. Put it in a little bowl for the moment. Now comes the pièce de résistance. There's our cabbage. All right, that's an hour and a half cooking. That is one hot cabbage. Beautiful, and the smell, just spectacular. And voila. I'm going back to the asparagus. One of the things you see here, I'm going to fry them slowly, nicely, because so that the dough is crisp and the inside of the asparagus, even so we blanched it, be delightful of eating. Here we go. In the meantime, I should set up the mashed potato. Okay. One of the things we learned that he was enamored with green onions or chives. So I'm going to finish that with a little bit of chive in a second. So we can cut a little bit, just fine. It's nice for color, but it also adds beautiful flavor to it. Okay, our butter is perfect. Now I take the parsley and I put it into the melted butter just for a little bit, just to get a little flavor of the parsley out. This would be the entire garnishing of this dish. So it'll be just butter and parsley and drenched in lots of butter and parsley. Just about like so. Now all we have to do is to check on our asparagus. Asparagus are ready, perfect. Oh yeah. Okay, now we want to get them out. You want to use a spider. And what you want to do with the asparagus, you want to put it on a plate with a kitchen towel would be good, or just a white napkin, to absorb the extra grease. And color is perfect, texture is beautiful. Oh man, it doesn't get better than that. Look at that. I can see why Thomas Jefferson liked those. So it's not too surprising. All right, so I have a nice little plate here. And all I would do is get the asparagus. I'm going to put a little bit of tarragon, just for a little bit of flavor. And then one of the things that I'm not sure 100% if it would have been served or not served, I like them with an herb remoulade. The herb remoulade that's in my book is fantastic. It's like a tartar sauce, but it's more of an 18th century recipe. So once you dip this guy in here, Thomas, thank you for this inspiration of this recipe. Beautiful. Now, this is how it will be served, just like that. Cut in like a pie, which just makes it interesting, which also gives you the name of the pudding. So I would just slice it into a wedge, and there we go. You have your meat, you have little bits of cabbage in it, and you have your thing there, and that is it. Let's see. So simple, so good, so elegant, so tasty, so Thomas Jefferson.